Hey friends, my name is Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. Today we have a nearly after dark version of my Friday Reads video. It looks like it's going to rain. It's 7 p.m. here and it's very dark. So you have to deal with my terrible lighting. Apologies, but I am like a bat. I don't think I have a light bulb in this house over 60 watts. So yeah. And no, I don't have a ring light because that would be, you know, like responsible and professional. And why would I do that? Anyways, hi, how's it going? Had an okay week. Didn't really read anything for various reasons. Kind of in a funk. Again, not really any reason. I did figure out that this week that I did this before, like for different things, like in certain areas of my life. I knew that I was a procrastinator and I just didn't finish stuff, but it hit me, I think it was yesterday afternoon, like that's my life now, is not finishing stuff. And that was depressing, let me tell you. It started 7 years ago when my dad died, and it like has just stayed. And now that I'm getting hip to it, it's like, oh boy, is bad. So yeah, trying to find some motivation to not do that anymore and try and catch up and finish the things that I started a long time ago. Anyways, for the song of the week this week, we're going to go with some Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time. I was going to pick Lady Gaga, and then I had a Luke Bryan song, and then I was thinking about, what is that man, he's that, I mean, famous for us, as far as famous gets, like 1940s French singer. Like, they use his music all the time. And is Maurice somebody? I don't know. They use his music all the time in like period stuff or French things or whatever. I was going to pick a song by him, but then I remembered that Cher existed. And yeah, so you're going to get some If I Could Turn Back Time. Please enjoy the video. Let me know if you were a girl / gay that wanted to be her in the video when you were a kid, because I for sure did. You betcha I did. Kind of still want to be her now, quite frankly, but you know, them's the breaks. Okay, so I finished I finished 3 books this week. This one is a group buddy read, The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. This is between myself, Dani at Spinelli Speaks, Margaret of Margaret Pinard, and Victoria at the Musical Bookworm. So of our group, 1 hated it, 1 didn't really like it, and 2 of us really liked it. I am in the really liked it camp. I don't want to say too much because I didn't know a ton going in. I mostly knew it had gotten good reviews and was being blurbed by lots of famous people in the UK when it was first published. And that's why I ordered the UK copy, which you can't tell, it looks the same. Whatever. I know. But I just had to have it. So I pre-ordered this and it sat here for 7 years. So here it is. I really did enjoy it. It's about a mythic serpent on the surface. That's one of the threads. And that's what gets one of our, I guess, 2 main characters down to Essex. Cora lives in London with her very sick husband who passes away right near the beginning of the book. And they have 1 son who I think is on the scale somehow. But of course, in the Victorian era, when this is set, that's not the case at all. Like, you know, not a thing that they know about. So he is just strange and collects things and doesn't really talk a lot and keeps himself to himself. He has little routines. So there's Cora, Francis, the son, the husband who was abusive, dies, like I said, and she has a companion. What's her name? I want to say it's Moira, but I always had my Schitt's Creek apron on today at work, and I know it's not Moira. I don't remember her name. That's terrible. Anyways, so they leave their townhouse in London and they go out to Essex, to the countryside. And through a doctor who is treating her husband and his another friend of his who is a very rich man and doesn't really have a purpose in life. They're both doctors. But I'm doing a bad job talking about this. But anyways, they know someone. They know pastor and his wife and family who live in this small town in Essex, and she should go there and investigate. So Cora leaves with her little 2 people in tow, and she thinks of herself as a modern day Mary Anning, and she's into searching for fossils and things, and she's talking all the time about trying to find a new specimen. And so that's Cora and Cora's journey. And then we are spending time with William Ransom, who is the pastor. He's got this wife, Stella, who is very angelic, almost too good for words. And it starts slow, but then it becomes really heavy-handed and it's laid on really thick. She's associated with the color blue. Like, she thinks blue, she coughs blue. She ends up wearing only blue, surrounding herself with blue objects that she finds. We know she is sick pretty much from the start with consumption, TB. And they have 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. So they all start to become friends with each other, and Cora and William write letters back and forth, and they start to have feelings for each other, but you know, they know they shouldn't act on them because he's married and she's newly widowed, and etc. So we spend a lot of time in everyone's interior worlds. Each person, you get a glimpse of their inside life and how their brain works. And at the start, everyone is pretty much paired off with someone else. Not necessarily romantically, but everyone's got a partner. And throughout the book, that changes. Partnerships change. And the whole myth of the Essex Serpent seems like it's not real. And then some characters will see what they think is the serpent, and then the fog clears or the light shifts or something, and they realize, oh, it was just seaweed that was moving in something, or oh, it was just this that was over here doing this thing. It was a real thing. It wasn't a fake thing. And there's a lot in here that is about faith and religion versus science and things you can prove, and like medical things. And this is a great book. I loved this book. The ending bummed me out a little bit, not in a bad way. It was sort of like oh, all right. But I did really like the first half, especially. That next quarter was pretty good, and then the end was kind of meh. But I did really enjoy it. I would read it again, absolutely. Just coming at it from a reading nerd, scholarly view, there's so much here to unpick. There are so many themes. There are so many different motifs that keep coming around again. The characterization is great. I really liked this book. It's not for everybody, sure, but I really enjoyed it. And I have Melmoth here, Sarah Perry's next book, that I've only heard middling to not good things about, but I'm very curious what that's going to be like, especially because I'm not familiar with the Melmoth myth in general, so it'll be like a brand new story for me. But I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. If you want to live vicariously as an English major and pick things apart and enjoy some really lush language and descriptions, this is a great book for you. But again, half the people didn't like it and half of us did, so you know, there's that. Then I also read a graphic novel, In, by Will McPhail. I only took a couple of snapshots of some of the frames. I really like his art style. I like how he draws. This is weird, but I really like how he draws ankles and feet. I just kept looking at them like, God, I really like that. It's really strange and random, but there it is. So it's about kind of older millennial guy, kind of lost in life, living in New York, and I think it's New York, at least it's a big city. And there's a lot of puns and jokes about coffee shops and everyone in them, and the overpriced thing of this, and like all the different ways that there, like things that there are. And he's trying to find purpose in life. He's an artist, and he goes to visit his mom, who's redoing some complete heap of a house, and she's always on a ladder doing something. And he shows up, and he's like, "What can I help you with?" She's like, "Oh, you could, scrub the paint off of that." And, okay. So that he tries to have a conversation with her, and she's not biting because it's not really a conversation. And she's like, "Are you trying to have a conversation with me?" He's like, "Yes, sorry, I'll stop." And he randomly runs into a woman at a bar. He's just trying to find a dive bar that suits him. He's trying to find the place for him so he can go and like have a beer and think deep thoughts and all that stuff. And this woman comes in and she's asked if it's her blind date, and no, it's not. So they like kind of jokingly flirt a little bit about the drink selection, and then she buys him a drink and she goes on her merry way with her blind date guy. And then I think he calls her or she texts him or something, and they have a relationship. It's pretty casual, but it works out for both of them. And then as you're reading the book, you find out that his mom has pancreatic cancer. So we meet his sister, who seems to be a single mom of a small child, and they spend time together, and then there's time with the mom, and there's a different connection. And I didn't know anything about this book when I saw it. I just heard that it had gotten good reviews, and I liked the look of the cover, so I checked it out from the library, and I really enjoyed this one. Again, I really like his illustration style. I like that the majority of the book was done in black and white, and then when he would have a conversation or a meaningful moment with someone, or someone would have a realization for themselves, it would be a black and white picture, like frame like this, of their eyes, and then it would zoom in a little bit more, and then you'd see a little color around it, and the next one it would be like a full, like regular color eye, and then the next page or frame is this lush oil painting, a beautiful color, and the person is like a little small figure in the background wandering around, almost like a dreamscape kind of a thing. I really liked that. That was unusual. I hadn't seen that before, but I thought it was really powerful and got me a little choked up. I just really liked it. So I will be looking for more by Will McPhail in the future. In case you are prudish about stuff, there are a few little panels of like naked bodies, but like it's small on the page. So just a heads up in case you aren't cool with the human form. But I really, really liked that one. And the third that I read, I don't remember the title of it. That's terrible. It's sort of an add-on, very short story in the Pink Carnation series by Lauren Willig. It's Bunny and something with a B, set around Valentine's Day with Henrietta and Miles, the couple from the second book. And it's set again on Valentine's Day with the two of them. And it's free to read on her website. That's the only place you can find it. It's if you go to her website and look, it's under her blogs from 2012. So it's 3 parts, pretty short. It was cute, you know. I don't think I would have missed anything by not reading it, but I did enjoy it. So there's that. Okay, so let's get to some book pulling, shall we? So for those of you who don't know, if this is your first time here, hi. In August this month, I'm reading suggestions that readers, commenters, friends have given me over the last year and a half of being on BookTube. Last week I pulled 4 titles, 2 of which I owned. I have not started either one of them. That's No Man's Land by A.J. Fitzwater and Deceptions by Judith Michael. I just couldn't get pages read. I'm sorry, guys. And then the other 2 I didn't own copies of yet, but I have copies as of this afternoon. So from the library, I have a copy of The Winner by David Baldacci. It's a standalone, and it's like 500 pages. And then I got this today in the mail too. I found a used copy for under $4 online, Pilot's Choice by Sharon Lee and Steve Miller. This is 2 books together in the Liaden universe, science fiction. So I just got this. This is 600 and some pages, just over 600 pages. So I have a lot to pick here, a lot to read from, I should say. And I'm not sure how many books I should pick this week. I'm going to say 2, but I want to pull more because I just want to read all of them. Anyways, okay, so let's start with 2 and see where we get. Maybe if I have to request it, I will skip a week. Just because I just got these 2, you know? Okay. Oh, crap. Someone fell on the ground. I'll pick it up in a second. Okay. This is The Dreaming Suburb by R.F. Delderfield. This was recommended by Allie from Fox Folios. Thanks, Allie. I do not own this. The Dreaming Suburb. I don't even know what this could possibly be about. The author sounds like a 1930s to 50s author for some reason. I just have to track that one down. And where did that one go? I dropped one. Here it is. Okay. Get that back in there. Let's pull one more. They're kind of getting spring-loaded here. Maybe I have to refold them. This one hooked to my finger. Oh, it's something by Jenny Colgan, rec from Emily at Novel Novels. Now, Emily told me to read one of her favorites of Jenny Colgan, but she and I both like her a lot as an author, and I will send Emily a picture of my bookshelf of unreads, and she can tell me where I should start, when she wants me to read. So, there's that. Should do one more. What the hell, let's do one more. I don't want him like this. Okay, this one hooked to my finger again. The Other Side of Moonlight by Simone St. James. This was recommended by Sassycatz. You can't read this chicken scratching. I can barely read it myself. So Sassycatz and someone else that's in here too, it's in my pile here, recommended Simone St. James's backlog. Backlog, it's not the thing. Backlist, there we go. What are words? Because I had enjoyed her Sundown Motel, and then another one of hers I have too. Another thrillery one, but they're saying her older stuff, which is historical fiction, I think, is really good. So I will check this out as well. Okay, so that's 1 to ask Emily about, and then 2 to request from the library. So that's very exciting. And then I have to still read all 4 of the ones that I pulled from last week. If I would stop being a bum and stop watching carpet washing videos on YouTube, or Plan With Me, it's on YouTube, or lots of booktube on YouTube, quite frankly, I'd get more done. So anyways, have you guys read any of these 3 that I've pulled? I mean, I'm sure people have read Jenny Colgan. She seems fairly popular. But have you read any other Simone St. James or anything from R.F. Delderfield? So let me know. I hope you're all doing well and reading something like totally fantastic. You can't believe it. Enjoy the share, and I will be back very soon in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.